What is going on, everybody? This is Justin Martinez, aka Jay the Sports Dude, coming to you all live from my apartment. Hopefully, you all are staying at your homes as well, practicing social distancing and staying safe during this pandemic, and provide y'all with a little bit of extra entertainment. That's right, folks. It is time for episode number 6. Crazy to believe it. Episode number 6 of Straight Shooter, the off-season web series that's all over the place as we talk about a little bit of everything with players from New Mexico State. And joining me today is a recent Aggie graduate. Stingrays kiss him for good luck. If you know, you know. CJ Bobbitt, welcome to the show, man. How you doing?
Doing good, Justin. Glad to have me on the show.
Appreciate you for having you on, man. And like I said, Aggie graduate, how does it sound to hear that?
Man, it's surreal, honestly. Like going to high school, all you think about, especially those last couple of years, like college, all the experiences, and then just that's your last 4 years of school for a while. So it's crazy. I'm really glad that I got to do this, especially since the pandemic. It means a little bit more because if I would have waited a year, I would have waited the year earlier. I wouldn't have got to walk, and I feel like that would have been like, I don't think my parents wouldn't enjoy that as much. So
yeah, definitely. What have these past couple months been like for you? You mentioned with quarantine.
Well, it's been not. I mean, it's not been hard for me, honestly. I'm usually staying inside anyways, so just on the game. I actually just got my first Warzone dub the other day with my boys, so it was actually a pretty good day. I actually got another solo just before I went to sleep last night too. So
okay, I'm still struggling, man. I don't think I've gotten a win just yet. Are you playing with these other friends?
I play with Clayton and Will a lot when it first started, but now I've been really rocking with my boys from back home. I'm just playing with them a lot.
Okay, got you. We're gonna go ahead and jump right into it with segment number 1, which is called the film room. And what this is, I found a couple of your best plays from last season. Here it's gonna help break them down for the people. How's that sound?
Oh yeah.
All right. Now, one of the things that impresses me the most with your game is your ability to stretch the floor on the offensive side of the ball. So important, especially for big men nowadays. And you put that on display here in a game against Utah Valley. Let's go ahead and take a look at it here.
I mean, he loves his job, and I can just tell that he loves his job. Bobbitt knocks down the 3.
Bobbitt's a sneaky great player. I had him.
Sneaky great player, says the commentator. Now, moving without the basketball is the name of the game here. And I think what's really good is that you see sometimes a big man, they can shoot that 3 ball. They tend to just kind of spot up at one spot on the court. I really like the movement here. You notice that Isaiah White has his back turned to you, and you do a really good job of drifting to the other side and cashing in corner pocket, which is one of your sweet spots from deep. Can you just walk me through this play a little bit?
Oh, yeah. It was actually, if you actually like recorded if you let it play like a little bit before that, I was in the other corner asking for it, and EG had missed me as he does a couple of times throughout the year. I love my guy. And then it was just so he swung it to Terrell, and I was just like, so since they didn't see me in this corner, I got to move. So I saw, like you said, I saw the back of everybody's head. So I thought, honestly, when I was cutting right to the basket before I'm crossing the paint, Johnny was going to hit me for a layup, but I just since he didn't hit me right away, I just kept on moving. And I was just hoping that Trev would stay right there on the wing, but it looked like he was going to space. So I just had to keep on going to the corner.
Yeah, definitely. You can see that ball just swinging around. Can you kind of just talk about the ball movement that this team has? Because it seems like that ball doesn't really stick to anybody on this squad.
Oh yeah, we have for sure. If it's sticking, you're gonna hear Jans tell you for sure that you need to pass the ball up. It's a team sport for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Now, as being a mobile big man, that really opens up a lot for the rest of the team and also for yourself. And we see that in the next clip against UTEP. Let's take a look at that one right here.
Terrell Brown will get rolling after that made 3 moments ago. Brown on the dribble, kicks it out for Bobbitt, right corner. Bobbitt steps through, floater, good to the left hand for 6. And the Aggies go ahead by 7.
There it is. Now, if the scouting report is telling UTEP that you can't shoot the 3 ball, then most likely Villa isn't there crashing, trying to guard you. However, he is because they know you're a shooter and you're able to use his momentum against them, get a little pump fake, get past him, and then a nice little Euro step as well, a little soft before finishing. Just walk me through this play.
Yeah, it was actually one of the more, like, I was more very, very ready for this game more than most because it was after we just lost. Well, we lost to them a couple of weeks before, and they were just so happy about it and just they were hyped, talking a lot of noise, just seeing it going back and forth on Twitter and all that, and then it really fired me up. And then this play right here, we knew that Villa wasn't good laterally, so whoever was he was guarding, it was in our best interest to attack rather than shoot the ball. And then usually whenever I drive, there's a lot of people in there because I usually have my head down, so they try to take a charge. So I've been trying to work on that Euro step just to get through. And then Jelly fam. That's all I need.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, you mentioned really wanting to win this game against UTEP. This is one of your guys' bigger wins earlier in the season. Just what are some other big wins that come to mind this year that really helped turn things around after a pretty slow start?
That Mississippi State game for sure. And then probably another big win was in the WAC season when we played Utah Valley at home. Because it was a back and forth game pretty much that whole time. Also, now I think about it, the Seattle game at Seattle too. That was a really tough game as well. And we just managed to just hang together, get a couple of stops, and get a couple of good buckets at the end to secure it.
Yeah, definitely. Now, these highlights wouldn't be complete without showing some defensive plays here, and there are a lot to choose from. But we ultimately landed on this one against George Mason. Let's take a quick look at it.
Oh, yeah, straight clamps. I was really the best defender.
There you go.
George Mason, Miller.
To be honest. Yep. Swipe. Yeah, give me that. Come on, guys. You need those.
That was altered.
Yeah. You can't get that. See? Look, people not boxing out.
They mentioned a little bit with Villa. You're doing the scouting report on him, and clearly here it's a lot about scouting report also because you're guarding. Let me get his name here. I don't want to mess it up. I believe it's Gunnar Marr.
Yeah.
You're George Mason, who I think was only around 2 for 27 from 3 this past season. So not much of a threat. Is it kind of just playing the odds on this one and knowing the cave in?
Yeah, a lot of the guys that I was going to be assigned to guard weren't really like major shooters. They were big time crashers and drivers. Like one of them, it was like shot fake. Like every time you close out on him, he's going to shot fake, go left, or shot fake, go right. So it was more of like, and especially during the practices or the pre-games beforehand, Jan's really got us into stopping short on all the bigs because they're not big threats from three. They'll really hurt us around the basket but around the three you can sag off a little bit and we'll be okay with them shooting.
Yeah, definitely. Now, looking at all these clips, I think the question everybody's wondering is what is next for CJ Bobbitt? Even if nothing's set in stone just yet, what are some possible avenues you're considering?
I was talking to an agency just recently, and they were sending my film out to a couple of teams yesterday, and I just got in contact with another what is it? Another agency. There we go. Just yesterday, and they wanted to talk to me. So we'll see where that goes. Hopefully, I really want to go play overseas though. Just experience that different cultures for a little bit, and then come back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Any places overseas in mind?
I might go. I hope to probably go chill with Yvonne out in Spain. It'd be nice because I know a couple of his friends as well. So it wouldn't be me just dropped off in a straight foreign country. I would know it a little bit. it'd be okay since we just came back from there just this last year.
Definitely working on your Spanish a bit.
Not at all. That's why Yvonne's there.
Yeah, exactly. You got the translator there.
I got Yvonne right there with me. Yvonne, come here. That's it.
Exactly. Definitely right. Well, moving on to our next segment. This is where we like to find a throwback photo / video of the player that I'm interviewing. We found some good ones throughout this series, and we had to dig way back to find this one of you. I just want to get your reaction from it. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. I promise it's nothing bad. But we are going all the way back to 2003. We know you as a hooper, as a baller, but tell me about your football days. How long?
Oh man, that's if my dad. So my dad was my high school coach, and him and the football coach really didn't get along. But I really wanted to play football, and my freshman year, I was a killer. If I would have kept on playing, I definitely would have. I keep on telling everybody I would have played for Saban, but they don't want to believe me.
What position?
Tight end, of course.
Tight end, got you. That's a hard person to stop at the tight end spot there.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Retro Jason Witten. That's what I call myself.
Yeah, there you go. Well, moving on to our next segment. It is called Hometown Heat, and this is where I find a couple of restaurants from your hometown. You just tell me if they're legit or not. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
All right, now you're coming from Killeen, Texas, and our first one that we have here looks really good. This place is called Hallmark Restaurant. We can get it over here. Talk just that hometown heat.
Yeah, Hallmark's pretty good. It's where a lot of people go, like after like probably church or let's say like a big event, and you want to just celebrate with your family. You can go to Hallmark. They make really good food, especially the chicken and what else? I usually get I get a lot of hamburgers when I go to places, but their hamburgers are pretty legit.
Okay. Now I see they have a very interesting special here. They have something on Fridays that is all you can eat catfish. Now, as someone who has never had catfish before, talk to the people. Would you recommend? Have you tried it?
Yeah, the all you can eat cat. I don't eat catfish either per se, but whenever like my grandma's stuck on that every Friday, like almost like when we were younger, every Friday she would definitely get some all you can eat catfish. And my cousins love to talk about it too.
Okay, got you. Now moving on to our next place. This place is called Bobby B's Soul Food.
Bobby B's.
Which after looking at this looks pretty good. Is this that hometown heat, CJ?
Oh yeah, Bobby B's is for sure a great place to go. My cousin actually works there, and he says the food's really good. I actually tried the wings and all that stuff. It's really good, honestly. And the catfish, yeah, my mom just said the catfish is really good too.
There you go. Now for the last one, I usually leave that up to the players. So as a local of Killeen, just what are some places you recommend?
Yeah, Bobby B's, and then there's another restaurant right down the street called Mama CJ's as well. It's another soul food place, and I think it is really good. I actually got to try, and their special is like what is it, like 10 or like a lot of wings for $10? How much?
Something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah, it was something.
There are some pretty good Jamaican restaurants too. You have to give the Jamaican restaurants some time.
Yeah, I haven't gave the Jamaican restaurants a little try either because it's really cultured out here in Killeen since it's a military base. There's a lot of different cultures in here.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we'll make sure to put some of those photos up there and post for the people to see. But now it is time for our last segment, which is the fan Q&A segment. I went ahead and I reached out to Aggie Nation, and they got a couple questions for you. Are you ready to answer them?
Yes, sir.
All righty. I'll just pull them up on my phone right here. Our first one is coming from Norma Grijalva. She says, why did you choose to come to NMSU while having a great career at Denver? And just as a follow-up, what made you feel like NMSU was the right spot for you?
So I really came to NMSU after Denver because right when I got out, when I left Denver, there was a couple schools that hit me up here and there, but New Mexico State was always really interested in me and always talking to me every day, seeing how I'm doing and seeing if like I'm doing okay, anything I need. Like Dave Anwar was really great in the recruiting process to get me over there, and then it was just going to going to the right location. Really, I enjoyed Denver so much that I wanted to stay as close as possible. Really, to a lot of my old friends as well. And then it was just a winning program, how they sold it, and then they went to the tournament the year before too. And also, while I was playing in Denver, we always had close scrimmages against New Mexico State all the time. So I played against them a couple of times, got a couple dubs. So I think they needed my help to go ahead and push it on.
Yeah, just even the playing field a little bit, right? There you go. Moving on to our next question. This one is actually coming from a forum on 24/7 Sports, which is called Aggie Alert. And the guy is JT NMSU. Now, he actually sent in about 6 questions, but for the sake of time, we're going to pull one of them here. And he says, what do you feel is the top basketball thing you have learned from Coach Jans during your time at NMSU?
Probably just the like mental toughness, and then just always being urgent. He was always preaching urgency, and then like the defensive end he really helped me just learn how to, because I'm not the fastest person. And so he would always tell me just to keep my distance. I don't have to pressure everybody. I just need to keep them in front and just try to make them shoot the shot that they don't want to shoot.
Yeah, definitely. Let me go to full screen here. I forgot about this. As good as that food looks, but let's get you on full screen for our very last question, and it comes from a very familiar name. Mr. Bryce Rewalt wants to know, who was your favorite road trip roommate? And he put a little winky face, so I think he's expecting a certain answer.
He already knows Bryce is my main guy. He's definitely my best roommate for sure.
Yeah.
Me and Bryce definitely had a great time on the road. It was just funny because we're both two really, really big characters. So putting us in the room together is definitely a great time.
Yeah, definitely. Well, guys, that is all that we have for today. Now you guys can go ahead and follow me at J the Sports Dude. You can follow CJ on Twitter at C_for3. That's all spelled out. We'll put that somewhere here in post. CJ, thank you so much for being on the show, man. And before we get out of here, is there anything just you want to plug before we get out of here?
Yeah, I just want to tell everybody to keep on staying safe, keep on practicing your social distancing so we can get back to normal. I really miss hooping. So let's go ahead and get this pandemic out the way.
Yes, sir. Great message to spread there. CJ, thank you so much. You guys can continue to follow Straight Shooter every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. We're doing this every week here in the off season. CJ,
Also, hold on. Yeah, and then about all the protesting and stuff, I really like how they went to go protest Coach Jans and all them. That was really great for the community. And then I just want to say, everybody, just keep on like loving each other and staying together, because we're not gonna beat this just as a Black community. You know, it's gonna have to take everyone for some change to actually happen. Because I was actually reading up on the boycotts of the Greyhounds and all that stuff back in the 60s, where they were really trying to get the movement going. It lasted up to 6-7 months. So just like keep like people who are protesting, don't let it die down. Keep on going out there, and then just keep on being informed, man. Don't let the media silence you. Like, just keep on speaking up for what's right.
Definitely. Well put by CJ. Aggie Nation is rooting for you, whatever you're doing next, man. Again, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. You have a good one, man. Bye.
Yep. See you.